Your birthday is next week, and you've already sent the group chat 3 restaurant options, created a Pinterest board of cake designs, and started dropping hints about what you want. While some people treat their birthday like any random Tuesday, you're out here planning like it's a national holiday. Your friends know to clear their calendars. Your family's been warned weeks in advance. But what if you're not being extra? What if your brain is actually onto something brilliant? Let's find out. Today, we're diving into the fascinating psychology behind people who embrace their birthday like the main event it deserves to be. And trust me, this goes way deeper than just loving cake and attention. We're talking healthy self-celebration, community bonding, and honestly, some really smart emotional intelligence. Fun stuff. Here's the thing about birthdays. They're one of the few culturally approved days where celebrating yourself isn't considered narcissistic, and some people absolutely run with that opportunity. Psychologists call this positive attention seeking, and it's actually incredibly healthy. These individuals understand that being visible and allowing others to celebrate you strengthens social bonds. It's not vanity, it's connection. Think about it. When you celebrate your birthday, you're giving people permission to show they care about you. You're creating a moment where love can be expressed openly. That awkward happy birthday song, that's your community literally harmonizing around your existence. Sure, it feels cringy, but it's also profoundly human. You're not being passive in your narrative. You're actively creating moments for connection. And for people with secure attachment styles, that's emotional genius. Research in positive psychology has found that individuals who celebrate life milestones report higher life satisfaction and stronger social connections. They're not waiting for validation, they're creating opportunities for joy. They understand that celebrating yourself gives others the gift of celebrating you. It's a win-win. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some of these birthday enthusiasts aren't just celebrating for themselves, they're modeling healthy self-worth for everyone around them. Yeah, you heard that right. Let me paint a picture. You're watching someone blow out their candles, genuinely happy, surrounded by people who showed up for them. What are you witnessing? You're seeing someone who believes they deserve to be celebrated, someone who isn't embarrassed by being loved. Someone who shows you, maybe for the first time, that it's okay to take up space and be honored just for existing. This is what psychologists call social modeling. When you celebrate your birthday unapologetically, you're teaching others, especially younger people watching, that they're worthy of celebration too. You're not being selfish, you're being revolutionary in a world that often tells us to shrink and stay humble. Now let's talk about the joy factor. Birthday celebrators understand something crucial. Life is hard, and we need reasons to gather and be happy. They're not ignoring mortality, they're celebrating life in defiance of it. Studies on positive psychology show that people who mark milestones and create celebratory rituals have better mental health outcomes. They're building landmarks of joy in the timeline of their lives. These aren't people running from reality. They're people who looked at reality and said, you know what? This is worth celebrating. Every birthday is a tiny rebellion against the mundane. It's choosing joy intentionally. It's saying, I made it another year, and that matters. Here's something wild. Birthday celebrators often have the strongest sense of gratitude. You know why? Because celebrating your birthday forces you to acknowledge all the people in your life. Every text, every card, every person who shows up is a reminder that you're loved. You're literally creating an annual gratitude practice disguised as a party. People with high emotional intelligence know this. They're not celebrating themselves in isolation. They're celebrating their community. The birthday is just the excuse to gather the tribe and say, look at this life we're all building together. And let's talk about the cultural piece. In many societies, birthdays are communal celebrations. They're not about one person's ego. They're about the family, the friend group, the community affirming that this person matters. If you grew up celebrating birthdays, you learned that being celebrated is part of being human. You're not being high maintenance, you're being normal. So what's the psychology of people who don't skip their birthdays? It's about connection, healthy self-worth, creating joy, modeling self-celebration, gratitude, and understanding that life is short and deserves to be marked with intention. These aren't people who need validation. They're people who understand that celebrating yourself is an act of self-love and community building. They know that one day we won't be here to celebrate, so why not do it while we can? Next time someone invites you to their birthday, maybe don't roll your eyes. They're not being extra. They're being beautifully, courageously human. Now, if you enjoyed this deep dive into birthday psychology, do me a favor. Smash that like button like it's a piñata full of good vibes. Subscribe if you haven't already. And hey, if it's your birthday soon, drop it in the comments so we can all celebrate you. Because you, my friend, deserve it. Now go plan that party. I'll bring the psychology facts, you bring the cake.